Those who follow me know that I am a royalist. However, it's getting harder and harder to be a royalist. I have deep respect for Her Majesty the Queen, and I do like Prince William and the Duchess of Cambridge, obviously. However, last week, I haven't posted a video because last week I found there is an organization that investigates wrongdoings by charities. So I called them to ask about Sussex Royal and the Royal Foundation. It turns out that Republic had reported wrongdoings from the Royal Foundation because they transfer money to Sussex Royal to help set up the foundation. And yet the foundation went into administration, which is dissolution. If they already had a set up foundation and charity foundation and it was already working, why dissolve it? Because they can use that charity in for all their work, and yet they dissolved it. There is an administration. Regarding the Disney money, apparently, from what I was told, it was a private deal between Disney and Harry. There is nothing registered. There was no contract signed with Sussex Royal Foundation, the charity foundation, or anything. So as far as they're concerned, it's a private deal. It's a deal between two private individuals. Whether Harry decided to donate that money or not, that's a different story. Travelist is not a charitable foundation. Clearly, Disney had to pay $3 million. That was the donation that Disney made, but that was from Disney. On top of that, they did deposit money, according to the CEO, Disney CEO, of $3 million, which is basically gone. Now, a lot of people have speculated about that Princess Eugenie was staying in Frogmore Cottage and now she's gone. Everything that has been done by the royal family has to do with money. Tax breaks with money. Why did Harry get 1 year and why is the review on March 31st? That's the fiscal year over, if I'm correct, in England. In the meantime, Harry is still a representative, and Meghan are representatives of Her Majesty the Queen. Therefore, they are enjoying all the tax breaks, everything. I did ask also, I called Her Majesty the Treasury, and I asked about if they can disclose the exact amount that was deposited into her by Harry to pay back Frogmore Cottage. Keep in mind that this is public money. This is all public money, so they should be able to give the public information about that. They say that they can't give that information out. I don't know why. It's very basic to say how much money Harry contributed, which means that he will get a 40% tax break on that. He will get 40% of that, whatever money he put into the crown's money as a contribution, he will get back and claim for tax, as a tax break. The rent that he's paying in Frogmore, that's also an expense, and he will get 40% of that back. So this royal family are taking the piss of the United Kingdom, and they're backed by Parliament. I am very upset about that because right now families are struggling, business are closing, and yet they are doing everything in their power to bend all the rules to still help Harry and Meghan. I find that actually quite disappointing, very disgusting. A lot of people are defending Prince Charles. I don't know why. People talk about Prince Andrew being disgusting and a pedophile. Prince Andrew, for all his faults, he stopped talking to Jeffrey Epstein, when he was convicted, after he was convicted, he stopped, as far as we know, he stopped talking to him. Whereas Prince Charles knowingly backed in writing with his letters two of the worst pedophiles in the United Kingdom. He even went as far as buying one of them a house so he could live his life in luxury and comfort, backed by him. He denounced all the raped children and all their claims as terrible people. And what did the government do? They removed his letters, and they have amended the Freedom Act of information. So all of Charles' wrongdoings and disgusting associations with these two very known murder pedophiles is kept secret. They are using the laws not to make sure that the royals behave and are kept in line, but to cover up for them. And it's quite disgusting. People have come to my channel and said, Prince Charles didn't know. Yes, he did. All of his staff told him that Jimmy Savile was not disgusting, but told him that he should not be associated with him because his behavior was really terrible. And what did Prince Charles do? He fired them, or so people stopped saying anything to him. And with the bishop, that was another little story. So Prince Charles does whatever Prince Charles wants to do, and nobody tells him who to talk to. And I guess this is where Harry and Meghan get their attitude. So it is quite appalling. Meghan Markle will soon come out. You will see. This is my opinion. She will come out very soon with an announcement that she's pregnant. And this is why the judge gave her an additional. I believe, this is my opinion, I believe he gave her an additional extension because since she lost a baby already and she's, in high-risk pregnancy, she couldn't travel until the baby was born. You wait and see. Wait and see. These two are not up to any good, and it is a shame it's on the royal family. They should be ashamed of the fact that they haven't reacted, because saying that the deadline March 31st, we should wait. Why? This is like saying we're going to let a murderer have, with a gun free and let him shoot, but on Sunday we're going to review to see if we take the gun away. I know I'm going to extremes here, but it's just an example. It's like giving a murderer, a weapon and say, go, here's a gun, but we're going to review whether we take it away from you next week. And you give him an unlimited amount of bullets, and you see him killing and killing and killing. But we told him that it was going to be next Sunday. We're going to talk. So we're going to wait for that because we said next Sunday. Comes a point where enough is enough. And I really do think that the royal family is reaching that point with the public. No matter how lovely the Duchess of Cambridge and Prince William are, the damage that Her Majesty the Queen is doing to her own people and the country and the Commonwealth, but not taking action, is far worse than anything. It overshadows everything because they're taking the piss out of the UK in a situation, in a pandemic where people are truly losing their homes, by allowing Harry and Meghan to continue behaving that way, by allowing them to keep the tax breaks in the millions, because the tax breaks are not like $30, $40. We're talking millions. And they're abusing the system for their own gain. This is just my opinion. Mr. Thomas Markle, right now, he's an elderly man. Nobody's talking about him. Meghan and her friends, her posse of bullies, went to a very well-known magazine and badmouth this man. And the reason why is because Meghan Markle did want that letter out. And when her father didn't do what she wanted him to do, she went and got her friends to do it. And also, that's another thing. Why aren't they moving? Where are the text messages? Why aren't the text messages being... she was supposed to hand in the text messages and all communications in the past 6 months prior to the publication or after the publication, I think, of the People's article. When was the deadline? There's no deadline when she's supposed to hand in. If there was a deadline that she should have handed them in, please correct me below. but I don't see anybody. I don't see any text messages or emails being handed in. And I don't see this judge actually demanding for justice and for the truth to come out. In fact, I see this judge covering for them as well. There's no reason why those 5 witnesses, they open their big fat mouths to go talk crap, about an elderly man, to trash, bully, harass, and assassinate his character in a worldwide magazine. But they deserve to be protected. How about her father? Harry is a shameless, disgusting excuse of a man. This is my opinion, because nobody treats your wife's your father-in-law like that, especially when clearly he has been a good father. Nobody's perfect. God knows Meghan and Harry are not perfect, and I feel sorry for that child that is with them. He's completely alienated from all family members except Doria, who in my opinion is not a paramount of good behavior. Somebody who treated Mr. Markle the way he did, and she drove him to financial ruin. I mean, it's just terrible, terrible people. And the royal family, Her Majesty the Queen, who I have the deepest of respect, but is quickly fading, is allowing all of this to continue. This is a gangrene that has spread well far beyond many things. I don't think that if the rate things are going and the way things are going, I think that a lot of people have lost a lot of respect, and I don't think the monarchy will go on after Her Majesty the Queen dies, because nobody wants somebody like Prince Charles. That's what I think. I don't want him representing the Commonwealth or Canada, or being the head of state of Canada. I find his morals appalling. His and Camilla's are appalling. They don't have any moral standing. Their friendships, the way, with pedophiles and people, there's a lot more things of that where it's going. With Prince Charles, it's do as I say, not as I do. And I do think it's time that people review that. I do think it's time that people get the answers. What happened to that money from the charity, from the Royal Foundation? Because they're saying now, the Royal Foundation transferred it in good faith. But then the Royal Foundation can demand that Harry give an audit as to what he did with the money, and when is he planning on setting up that fucking foundation, a charity foundation, because that money was given for a purpose. And nobody is asking for that. Instead, Prince Harry got all this money, used the fact that he was in the royal family and got more money, and then he's dissolving the charity foundation without setting one up. Another thing is, where is that production company? They said that Netflix signed a deal not with Harry and Meghan, but with the production company. They couldn't sign it with Harry because Harry is not in the United States. He's not a resident of the United States yet when they signed that deal. So supposedly it's with that production company. Where is that production company? Are they laundering money? What do you think? Let me know in the comments.